It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Hey, good morning to you. Happy Monday. It is the, it's hard to believe it. It's the last Monday of 2024.
It's wild. Crazy? I cannot believe it. Yeah, I can't.
Man, the years fly by, the older you get. But I hope you're having a great week. It's going to be another holiday week. We are happy to be back. We're thankful for everybody who picked up our slack while we were gone. We went on a ski trip. We had a great Christmas. We'll talk more about that later. But here we are on Monday, and we've got a little news to tell you about.
All right. Former President Jimmy Carter has passed away at the age of 100. President Carter was a one-term president from 1977 to 81 when he lost to Ronald Reagan. He was known for his humanitarian work with Habitat for Humanity and for teaching Sunday school at his Georgia church into his 90s. That's impressive. President Carter was the longest living president in U.S. history.
Yeah, I was a kid when he was president. My first recollection of an election was the Carter-Reagan 1980, 79, I guess, or 78?
No, 80 would be right.
Yeah, 80. Yeah, 80. So that's my first recollection. So he's just been there my entire life. And you always see him out doing humanitarian stuff. He was at Braves games with his friend Ted Turner for many, many years when the Braves were good, always sitting in the front row. So it's odd to no longer have President Carter around.
He was before my time, so I don't remember that. I think the first election that I remember vividly was the one with the hanging chads.
Oh, that was 2000. Goodness.
Right. But I mean, prior to that, I didn't have a dog in the fight. I couldn't go vote and go do all the things. So
prior to that. Okay. Well, I do love what America does to honor presidents, whether they were successful or loved or not. We honor our presidents well. So I enjoy watching the funerals. I enjoy being part of that as an American. So, I'm sure he'll have a lot of pomp and ceremony for his, and I look forward to watching it and being part of it.
Yeah. All right. The Kitchen is expanding its homeless shelter program next week. The Kitchen will break ground on 12 new units in its emergency shelter program. The program offers temporary shelter for 90 days to individuals and families to put them on the path toward permanent housing. It's located on East Chestnut Expressway near Glenstone. Much needed.
Yeah, good for them. Kitchen does a lot of really, really good work, so I'm glad that they're able to expand, do more. Cox North is getting a new conference center for the Alliance for Healthcare Education. It will be 3,500 square feet, hold about 300 people. Renovations are on the way for Cox North thanks to $15 million in state money in the 2025 budget. The new conference center will cost $3.5 million, which is not included in that $15 million from the state that I just mentioned. Work, nevertheless, should start this summer. And this is interesting. I haven't heard of this before, but I imagine it's a sign of the times. City Utilities wants to control your thermostat at your house and will give you cash if you allow them to do that. If you have to voluntarily enroll in this program. It's a new program called CU Peak Rewards. The utility can remotely adjust your smart thermostat by 3 degrees, up to 3 degrees, for up to 4 hours, a maximum of 15 times a year. So I guess it would be when everybody's using either the hot or the cold, and they can take over and either lower or raise your thermostat by up to 3 degrees and for up to 4 hours. So
yeah, I'm in. Why not?
If you sign up, you get $50 and could receive $25 more per year. So it's not a huge amount of money considering what we pay for bills. But the program begins in the spring. If you're interested, could reduce costs. It's supposed to, they think, reduce costs for all CU customers. They're hoping 1,000 people enroll to begin with, and then that will lead to less money being used or less power resources being used at peak times, which will then lower everybody's costs. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
I think that sounds great. Let's do it. Okay.
I will not do that.
You will not. Okay. Well, we're opting out then, it looks like. Sorry, city utilities. I tried. The fate of Springfield's 2 Big Lots stores is unknown right now. Big Lots filed for bankruptcy in September, then sold to a company that will keep up to 400 stores open. So no word yet on whether the Big Lots on East Battlefield and North Kansas Expressway will remain open or close. There has at least been talk that they will close. Now, I don't know if it's permanent. I don't know if it is, what's the word? Official. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. But there has been talk of a closing. I've seen it in some of the papers. So, meanwhile, we do know that Party City is closing. Perhaps you have surely heard that by now. But yeah, Party City is going away. The company is shuttering its 700 stores nationwide after almost 40 years in business. Party City filed for bankruptcy last year. And again, its Springfield store on South Campbell sits right there by Sunset, has the sign on the window, store closing. So maybe get by there and then brace yourself because it's soon to be no more.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always crowded when I go in there at Halloween. But I guess that's my one time a year to go in there. There's maybe not enough parties the rest of the year to keep them going.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a very niche store, So right. I think it served its purpose. But in the day of Amazon, I'm sure it's so hard to compete,
Yeah, I hate that. Because we're going to have a bunch of empty buildings sitting around town.
Right.
Because of Amazon. Big honor, meanwhile, for the Missouri State University Pride Marching Band. This is cool. They have been chosen to perform when President Trump is sworn in as the 47th president of the United States on January 20th. More details to come on how that will shake out, but the marching band will accept the invitation to be part of that historic day. And Missouri State's choral performed at President Trump's first inauguration back in 2017. And I remember that. I remember watching that come down on the feed as they performed. So good for them. Good for Missouri State.
I always called it the chorale. Why is it the choral?
It's choral. I looked it up and double checked. Yeah.
I see that you put a pronunciation in there, but I've been saying it wrong my whole broadcasting career, and you're just now letting me know.
I think I probably said it incorrectly as well. This time I looked it up, and it is choral.
Huh. I'll be darned.
Yep.
The more you know.
Even though it's chorale, so it makes you want to say chorale, but it's choral.
Okay.
I'm next. Missouri State Tigers, or Missouri University of Missouri Tigers, not state, take to the gridiron today to play Iowa in the Music City Bowl. The game will kick off 1:30 this afternoon in Nashville at Nissan Stadium, home, of course, of the Tennessee Titans. So it's a big, cool stadium. The number 19 ranked Missouri Tigers hold a 7-6 edge over Iowa. But the two teams have not played since 2010. So a lot will be decided on the field today in Nashville. And back here at home, the annual Blue and Gold tournament wraps up tonight. In the blue division, number 1 ranked Kickapoo will take on number 2 ranked Logan Rogersville tonight at 8:30. Seeded, I guess. In the gold division, the number 2 seeded Republic team will go up against Bolivar tonight at 7 o'clock. Blue and gold consolation games begin at 4 o'clock, all of them taking place at Great Southern Bank Arena on the campus of Missouri State. Meanwhile, the pink and white girls tournament continues at Drury University today and tomorrow. Championship games will be played tomorrow afternoon. So New Year's Eve for the pink and gold, or the pink and white.
Well, we have a few pictures that we were going to share with you from our trip. First of all, we told you before we left that Come and Go was turning into Maverick, and we went to one and then took a picture of it for you. This is Maverick. To be honest with you, it looks so similar to a Come and Go that it doesn't look like they will have to do much to change it from one to the other.
Well, that doesn't that looks like a come and go because it was a come and go. The Maverick stores, remember we went into one in Utah?
Yes.
And they do not look like come and go. But what apparently they're going to do is just change the sign, and that's
right.
it.
Yeah. So here it is. This
go,
is it in Colorado, and it's what you can expect coming to a Springfield corner near you.
Yeah, because come and go, I mean, recently built these buildings. They're brand new buildings, redesigned and all of that. So Mavericks, I was thinking that they were going to change them, but it doesn't look like they will. So it'll be basically the food will be in the middle, drinks on one side, fountain drinks on the other side, and place to sit. So it'll be just like a come and go, but it'll be Maverick. There you go. That was in, where were we? I guess we were just outside Denver on the way to Breckenridge and Silverthorne. We stayed in Silverthorne, which is just outside Breckenridge. We ended up skiing at Vail and at Beaver Creek for the very first time ever, but we love to ski. Kids love to ski. We have a good time. Put up some of those pictures.
Yep. Here is, I
weird.
need to hide us, don't I? I don't know how. There we go. Yeah, it was so much fun. I mean, truly just a great time. And I'm excited to get back year after year because ever since we've been on like out of news and had more time off at Christmas, that is what we like to do with ourselves.
Well, it's interesting. Last year we went, it's the first year going before Christmas. We went the first week of January last year, this year, I guess. And there was not much snow. There were brown patches all over the mountain, which was the first time that I've ever experienced that, honestly. This year, we were watching the snow very closely because we even went earlier. We went the week before Christmas, and they had really good snow, but there were still some brown patches. Had a great time. We spent most of our time in Vail. What are you doing? For people listening, she's messing with all the pictures. We went to Vail, which we love because we love the back bowls there. We can spend the whole day back there. They're so massive and so much fun for the kids and some really tough black diamond runs that we get to do. We don't do them all the time, but we can. And then we went to Beaver Creek. There was somebody on the lifts because it just worked out this time that we were skiing on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is when everybody from Denver goes out to ski. So Guy was telling us we were going to go to Breckenridge on Saturday, and he said, you don't want to do that. That's where everybody from Denver is going to be. He said, you want to go to Beaver Creek, which is another 10 minutes out on 70 past Vail. But it was worth it because there was not a big crowd there. We didn't have to wait for lifts at all. And it was a nice place to ski.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was super awesome. So we're thankful for the time off. Thankful for your viewership and listenership while we were gone, to Grace and Chris and everybody else who part of the team that helped make it possible for us to be away. And we are home sweet now. So thanks for joining us today. And we hope to see you back here tomorrow morning.
Yep. Have a great day.
All right. See you later.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Command Family Medicine and John's Heating and Air. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's one of those weeks where we're like, what day is it? Is it Monday? I don't know. Maybe. That's where I'm at. Definitely. I hope everyone had a fantastic holiday last week. I know I did. Did some traveling with family. So we were off of the podcast last week, but we're going to dive right back in for you because unfortunately it is Monday morning, December 30th somehow, almost the new year. And one of those weeks where you might just be trying to get back to it today. So if you're heading to work, well, it's not too cold. At least the weather's cooperating for the most part. Breezy conditions, though, is what I'm expecting across the region today. And I'm expecting those winds to pick up as we go through the course of the afternoon. Temperatures this morning aren't so bad. As of 5 a.m., we're in the upper 30s. Everyone well above the freezing point today. And we do start to see a pattern shift. You'll have noticed that by tomorrow. But today, a warm and windy one across the Ozarks with high temperatures likely making it to the low 60s. Kind of a treat for the holiday travel for the Midwest anyway over the weekend. However, today rain showers start to play a part again. weather's terrible up for the East Coast. They've got lots of rain, heavy downpours for many areas there today. Snowfall for the northern plains. Of course, we've got that atmospheric river making headlines on the West Coast. So it's active across many areas in the country. For us here in the Ozarks, it's been quiet over the weekend. However, we're going to start to see the wind pick up today. That will lead to a boost in temperatures. And then we will also see cooler weather greet us as we head into later parts of Tuesday and then the rest of the week. I think that really is what takes over. I have cooler air in the forecast with highs making it to the 40s, lows back into the 20s as we head into the rest of the week. So today, probably the warmest start that we're going to see all week. Even though we have temperatures above freezing, it feels more like the freezing point when you factor in the breeze. And even though temps today make it to the 60s, it'll feel like the 50s all day because the winds could gust to 30 miles an hour. So something to keep in mind. If you're ready to take those holiday decorations down off the house, it might be a better choice to do that later in the week. I want to show you that the forecast as we head through the next couple of days, well, this is what they look like. We have really nice conditions across the area today. Highs in the upper 50s and low 60s. That's a nice temperature. Tomorrow, the northwest winds start to kick in. So we will see those stronger wind conditions mean cold morning wind chills on New Year's Day. Talking about waking up feeling like the teens on Wednesday morning. And then temps stay cold. I have highs back into the 40s on Thursday, lows in the low 20s. And then by Friday, we're talking about high temperatures likely in the 30s and 40s still. Around the country, there's active weather making headlines too. Of course, severe weather and heavy rain across the East Coast. I mentioned that. Also, though, an active pattern continues for much of the Northwest and the atmospheric river for the West Coast. We've also got much above average temperatures for the central United States and windy conditions for the middle part of the country today as well. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. Question that I left you with, if you remember it from all the way last week. Which actor or actress broke their finger while filming National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? I know this film got a lot of plays over the holiday. Do you think it was A, Chevy Chase, B, Randy Quaid, C, Johnny Galecki, or D, Juliette Lewis? And if you guess the star, A, Chevy Chase, you are correct. Many guesses for Randy Quaid, Cousin Eddie, but it was actually Chevy Chase who broke his pinky finger while filming the movie. Here's how it happened. He broke it while he was filming Clark's tantrum scene after the lights wouldn't turn on. In an interview after the fact, he said it hurt so much, and then he still had to go on to do the rest of the filming. So congrats if A, Chevy Chase was the answer. Here's the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Who was the first U.S. president born in a hospital? Do you think it was A, John F. Kennedy, B, Jimmy Carter, C, Dwight D. Eisenhower, or D, Bill Clinton? The first U.S. president born in a hospital. Which one of those gentlemen do you think that was? You can submit your guess at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for tuning in early with me on this Monday morning. Welcome back if you're back in town from holiday travel, or if you're just heading back to work, getting back in routine on this Monday morning. It's going to be a great day in the Ozarks. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll chat again early tomorrow.